or specialize this in terms of orthopedics, that kind of thing. I said ventilator and some equipment wise. Otherwise, now most of the teams were, I told you, 4,000 big numbers, all well-trained people. Some of in my district there were Israeli, there was Bhutanese, there were now the Koreans. They said that we came with a special team from Korea University. They were not finding their space. So because first 24 hours nobody could reach, and then at the later stage people started coming, and then their need was less and less relevant.
We have learned that Nepal government has allocated a certain part to China, certain part to India, and others.
No, it's not like that. I actually questioned when we have a briefing in the army headquarters. There was some reportage about Indian helicopter flying wherever they wanted to, and they said no, it was not like that. In one or two occasions, in initial stage, there was some confusion. So that happened. Otherwise, later on, it's smooth affairs. Therefore, it's not for a strategic purpose, but because there should not be any duplication of work. They assigned, for example, India was assigned this Gorkha, where this Barpak, they were, Indian media was reporting, they were going there. So that district was assigned to Indian team. And some districts were assigned to Americans, some were British. So that is the best thing to do, so that there is no duplication of work and there is a smooth operation. So it is not like that for political or strategic purpose, but for the convenience and smooth operation.
समय जी उधर चले जाएं, हम लोगों को भी सुनना है ना, रिकॉर्ड पे रिकॉर्ड हो रहा है, वहाँ से रिकॉर्ड नहीं होगा, तो रिकॉर्ड नहीं होगा ना बाद में। हम लोग तो आप जितने एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है ना, we need to follow through.
Yeah, कर सकते हैं if you like.
वो एम्बेसडर साहब के लिए रिजर्व.
First, I appreciate all the work that you are doing in this situation. Two quick questions. One is what we hear from the media, and I have a little bit experience of working in Uttarakhand after the disaster also. One of the major constraint comes in supply. See, like you all said, and we are reading in the media, there are a lot of relief material. And Kathmandu has become a choke point. A lot of affected areas, relief is not reaching because there is not enough material. It's not the case, but it's not reaching. Do you plan or have you already done something where alternative routes, multiple alternative routes, not going through Kathmandu, people like civil society will not be able to bring in millions of material, but whatever they bring in, any collective, can they reach without going through Kathmandu, because Kathmandu has a choke point. That's one point. The actually affected areas.
And the procedures on the board.
And the procedures. So that's connected with this. What can be the coordination and how does it work? The second is on both immediate question that you raised. When I was thinking of looking at Uddhavji because psychology, because trauma, psychological trauma is one of the first things. And what I have seen is trained people go much later, whereas people who need to do counseling need to reach within the first 7 days. That's the understanding in attending any disasters. In first 7 days is over. So is there anything being done, because there maybe Uddhavji, maybe in connection with others Indian groups, there can be a quick response. And my third question is connected with both the areas that you said, schools and reconstruction. I'm saying that again, civil society probably will not be able to pull in $1 billion or even $20 million right away and contribute. But critical contributions can be done in restarting schools, and restarting schools is also a very good psychological intervention in this kind of situation. We have seen in every place. So in restarting schools, even in the big tents, schools can be started. That really is a healing touch to the community. And then when the rebuilding starts, like Nepal is not going to have this last one. Like we see, we face the same thing in the Himalayas. The last 2013 massive disaster is not the last one. So there are expertise, there are understandings even within civil society connected groups where when the rebuilding starts, even in the rural areas, people can do better when they construct anything Like there are a lot of small efforts in India where very low cost retrofitting and local material based engineered houses, like modern and non-modern is a very old term. Engineered and non-engineered structures have a major difference. So there are very good methods where civil society people can also help in this. Both at this stage, as I said, in the starting schools and this kind of facilities, even without buildings, because that's a healing touch. And second, when the buildings start, because you need, one is funds will come. But if you build the same kind of houses, it will again fall. So this kind of mechanisms can we start right now, building our relationships and planning for that within the next couple of months, one, whether the schools can be started in the next 1 month, and in that people, civil society groups can help. And then after that, when the rebuilding starts, in those kind of inputs, not necessarily the money. Thank you.
Very good. So, after coming,
Yeah, we can in the meanwhile,
one by one, or should we?
if there are questions, you can take them now.
Yeah.
And then, if there are no questions, then we start on Bihar reporting. Ambassador Saab will come in about 20 minutes. After 5 minutes, he will start, and 15 minutes it will be.
He knows better than me.
No, I don't know. Now, one point, psychological trauma, post-traumatic, is a very real thing, and it has got to be immediate counsel. Everything should be, that should get top priority. One thing I want to know is that psychological means they are afraid that another shock may come, devastating shock, not these tremors. And how often it has come, for instance, in Nepal, in that sort of region. I went through the internet and all that, I found conflicting. Some say for the last 100 years, nothing much like that. Some say quite frequently also. So how much is the chance of their getting a devastating shock, say within the next year or two? Or just within the next 5 or 10 years? Because that will comfort them a lot.
Sure. Any other question? So I think everybody said, okay, Shobhaji, he raised very important questions and concern regarding supply. Of course, right now Nepal has opened not only the airports. I have seen in my own districts, there was some Baba, I don't know. He's with maybe 30 trucks, 40 trucks with even big number of volunteers. So they are going right through, they don't have to go through Kathmandu to reach my district. So from land road, Birganj, they have reached there. And there are some other routes also, without going to Kathmandu, you can reach there. So all the border posts were open. And there is if you say this relief materials, of course some people might try to use this facility for some other commercial purposes, but those who are really trying to support Nepal, that facility is there. It will remain for some time unless they will think that like relief phase is over. So in terms of course, there is some duplication. People tend to, even the NGO tend to go to the easier area. They want to show that we are trying to do something, but they don't want to trek all the way. So they will go until they can go by road by using their own vehicles, and then they will live there. I have seen in the semi-urban small settlement, most of the support is gone there where that is not needed. So that has happened. So that is where government has to come, and we have established in each districts, not only in each district, each this election constituency, where all those support material will be gathered, and from there through representatives from each village and the local, you have BDC committee, but for so many years we don't have elected government, but there is some government officials. Through them we are trying to distribute those materials, but still imperfect. In some of the remote areas, helicopters were used, but there was some problem. Some helicopters, foreigner or Nepal, they try to just throw the drop the materials, and there was some everybody's running, and there was another problem. So we told them, don't do this. First, you need to have a ground people in place, army, police, or whatever, the local representatives, so that you drop right there. And then when it comes into their possession, and then they will redistribute it to the needy. Otherwise, that will create another problem. When something comes, even those who don't need, they will run to take. Or some try to take more and other will not get. So that kind of problem is there. But slowly, I hope. And of course, in terms of rebuilding, you rightly said, it doesn't mean that modern means all concrete. So we need to find out, durable solution, which is efficient, which is, cheap, which can use most local materials and local expertise. But some of the specialized NGO and support group can be, show their model, how they can do it. They can participate partly in terms of technology, in terms of materials, in terms of some resources, but you involve the local people also, so that, because they can do, so you don't want them to be totally dependent, because all those houses that they've made themselves. It's not that, they can't do anything, but I think we need to find some model where local participation is an integral part of this scheme. So that is what I think, and in terms of planning, they are working on, and with consultation with international donors, local people, and also coming up with the right model. As far as Dr. Brigadier Pandey is respected, very senior doctor in medicine. So, of course, this psychological part is important. Somebody, I think, said the first 7 days is important. Probably first 7 days is the only family is the way to, trying to, reassure each other or trying to counsel each other. So we didn't have that kind of specialized support. But still, we may support them in terms of school. Of course, we need to open the schools. And we need probably the big tents, so that under those tents we can resume our schools before we have.
And liturgy.
Yeah.
And liturgy is better.
Yeah, whatever is possible. If that is takes time to erect all those and bring materials, this tent is, for near term, and then in mid term for those kind of building, and finally you have good building.
Can I comment on this?
And in terms of how often, I think we have in different part of Nepal, there are different, so this is now central zone, central northern zone, near Kathmandu. This happened after 72 years. We have bigger earthquake in Nepali calendar, Nabbesha, 1990. Nabbesha
72 years earlier.
72 years earlier, that was more than 8.4 Richter scale. So that kind of devastation, that was bigger than this. And but there were in other epicenters in far western region. Here is the statistics. And then in eastern part, when you have this earthquake in Sikkim area, so that affected Nepal. And there is another one in eastern Nepal itself that affected most of the eastern hill, Dharan. So in western part, the near Uttarakhand, there was another devastation. But luckily we have this earthquake during day, and when school was not there, it was Saturday or something like that. Otherwise, so everybody could run, and rural area we don't have cluster building, so they can just come out and it's an open field. So a lot of people were able to save because of that. Otherwise, it would have been a big disaster.
psychological disorder is due to the fear that it may happen again.
Sure.
So they
Yeah.
are saying that whether it will happen,
Yeah.
if can we reassure them that this
Sure.
is not going to happen
All the
again.
time, of course.
Most probably 99% in your lifetime. If something
Yeah.
like that you can give
Sure.
them, then they will be psychologically controlled.
So just a couple of questions following up from Shaunu's questions. Students from DU, from JNU have been trying to, the Nepali students have been trying to send materials. There's a lot of confusion as to what is the procedure, and this is really, sir, for you. What is the procedure that they need to follow with the embassy here, and what is the procedure that they need to follow at the border area with the customs through the land route? There is a lot of confusion about this in terms of, if we've also been hearing that there's a lot of traffic jam on the borders. If there are other, if you want us to use different alternate land routes, if you could just indicate that, given the information that you might have. The other question, apart from, you mentioned tents, you said there's an oversupply of medicines, so other than specialized equipment, you don't need that. But what about water purification? And what about body bags? I hate to put it this bluntly, but really we've heard that there are lots of bodies decomposing even in the bigger hospitals, and that could lead to outbreak of disease if that is not managed properly. Is that being handled by the government to government relief that is being sent? And also just, it seems that there is enough facilitation for, of course, government to government relief, but also for corporate and business consignments to go. But for civil society, and we are unfortunately being taken by surprise, because we thought our borders with Nepal was one of the most open borders. Doesn't seem to be an open border when civil society is trying to send consignments, when it is trying to send trucks of tents or any other material. What can we do about that? And this is not a question that may be answered today, but it's something to think about. But has any of the SAARC mechanisms been activated? There's a SAARC food bank. Has that been activated? Will it be activated? There is a SAARC disaster management agency. Is that playing any role? I ask that specifically because our platform that I am representing here is People SAARC, and it's our duty to be keeping an eye on whether the SAARC mechanisms are working in these times or not. So I would really appreciate it if you could answer to some of those questions. And is there a lack of fuel? We have read that the government has sent ONGC engineers to help get the fuel lines going. But if you could also, because I'm hearing from the ground that one of the difficulties in reaching the rural areas is also lack of vehicles because they've been destroyed, and lack of fuel. So if you could just throw some light on some of these questions.
Probably our ambassador will be able to shed more light on these procedures. But overall, as far as I know, I don't think there is a big problem in terms of entering relief materials inside Nepal. And there is no clogging of checkpost either. In initial stage, of course, there was some confusion, but most of the things were now cleared. And before this, because the government said one door, there was some confusion, but they already decided that that is no more feasible, and they can just coordinate and inform. So that kind of thing. So in terms of those student or support group who want to send relief materials, but I'll basically suggest that don't send any other food items or anything. Most of the foods were already supplied, and mostly they need rice and dal, other chow or any other things. Biscuits not required. That will be basically waste of resources. So try to find special, if you have special places in mind where they need special support, if you focus on that, that will be more constructive. That is what I suggest in terms of this industries and this social accountability fund, something like that. I think that is also one of the areas the government need to work out. Probably our ambassador Saab is working on it. Sure.
आपसे पहले दो क्लैरिफिकेशन मैं करूं क्या?
हाँ, नहीं आपने जो प्रश्न किया ना उसके बारे में मैं स्पीक करना चाहता हूँ। मेरा नाम तेज सिंह भंडारी है। मैं इंडो नेपाल बॉर्डर से आया हूँ, बनमसा में मैं काम करता हूँ। और ये सारा जितना कि 25 तारीख को जब ये घटना घटी तो उसके बाद 26 तारीख को हमने महेंद्र नगर में ये हमारे इंडो नेपाल बॉर्डर जॉइंट एक्शन फॉर्म करके हैं, जिसमें विजय प्रताप जी हैं, अजय जी हैं, पैरवी के, ये सब इसके साथ जुड़े हुए हैं। तो हमने वहाँ कोई 20-25 संस्थाएं हमारी नेपाल उसमें महेंद्र नगर में हैं। तो हम लोगों ने ये उसी दिन दूसरे दिन वहाँ जो फार वेस्टर्न यूनिवर्सिटी जो अभी नई बनी है वहाँ हमने उनके साथ मीटिंग की कि यदि हमको कोई रिलीफ एरिया आइटम भेजना तो किस तरह से भेज सकते हैं। तो उसके साथ CDO महेंद्र नगर भी उसमें उपस्थित हुए। तो उन्होंने कहा कि यदि आप भेजना चाहते हैं तो आप हमारे थ्रू भेजिए। तो दाल और चावल की जो आप बात कर रहे हैं, हमने दाल और चावल काफ़ी मात्रा में उसमें भेजा और CDO साहब ने उसमें हमारी मदद की। और यहाँ तक कि हम जैसे जो बनमसा जो बॉर्डर है महेंद्र नगर को क्रॉस करने के बाद जाता है तो उसमें जो पुलिस इस तरफ की पुलिस और उस तरफ की गड्ढा चौकी पर जो सारा जितना भी सारा है वो सारा हमारा सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं। और ट्रक जैसे यदि भेजना चाहते हैं तो मैं आपको अपना टेलीफोन नंबर दे देता हूँ। आई एम प्लेस्ड एट द बॉर्डर। बनमसा जो है वो महेंद्र नगर से 15 किलोमीटर पड़ता है इस पर और शारदा नदी के उस पार जो है वो महेंद्र नगर हो जाता है। तो एक तो आप इस रूट से भी भेज सकते हैं और ये दूसरा रूट जो है सिरोली का बॉर्डर पड़ता है, लेकिन वो शायद वो बहुत दूर पड़ता है क्योंकि सारा डैमेज जो है वो महेंद्र वो काठमांडू के आसपास
नहीं, वो महेंद्र नगर से बहुत ईस्ट पे
सिनौली क्लोजर।
तो आप फिर यहाँ से भी
Sunoli, Raxol is closer. But if you are coming from western side, from western part, Delhi or Uttarakhand, I think this Mahendra board is fine. You can enter from there.
Then we are there to help you and cross border cross करने तक और सारा पार CDO साहब से मुलाकात करने तक हम मदद करते हैं। We are doing that.
Please.
You wanted to clarify.
Please come there. आप भी इंट्रोड्यूस कर दीजिए।
मैं डॉक्टर कोकिया हूँ, मैं सर्जन हूँ। वैसे तो मैं एज ए सर्जन ऑफर किया था पर उन्होंने कहा खास ज़रूरत नहीं है तो वो तो ठीक है। बट व्हाट इज़ मोर इम्पोर्टेंट इज़ मैं एक NGO चला रहा हूँ कॉल्ड साथी, विच इज़ सोसाइटी फॉर एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन ऑफ टेलीमेडिसिन एंड हेल्थ केयर इन्फॉर्मेटिक, और हमने मेंटल हेल्थ सपोर्ट का ही मोस्टली काम किया है। उसके लिए मैं काफ़ी कुछ आप सबको मैं अभी जो सुना है उसमें काफ़ी कुछ क्लैरिफिकेशन मेरे हिसाब से रिक्वायर्ड है। एक तो एज पर WHO स्टैटिस्टिक्स 80% of the population gets affected by a disaster, but mostly it is temporary. तो एक हफ्ता जब हो गया तो let us not really run after it. It is not a dire need. But yes, 5 to 6% of them become serious, which takes around 6 weeks, 3 months. And उस समय हमने actually सुनामी के बाद हमने उसी टाइम पे काम शुरू किया था। And what is more required is not that आप जाके psychological support शुरू करो. You need persistent, long-term psychological support. And वो कोई भी जाएगा, psychiatrist जाएगा वहाँ जाके वो नहीं कर पाएगा। The only viable media which we found and which we very successfully did was through telemedicine. तो हमने एक telemedicine based support group बनाया था after the tsunami, but it was the expert center जो telemedicine psychiatrist जो बैठे थे वो चेन्नई में बैठे थे, and the patients were absolutely at the sea coast, in places like Karaikal, Nagpattinam, which is 400-500 kilometers away. और पूरी की पूरी पॉपुलेशन में आइडेंटिफाई करना इज द मेन इशू कि कौन कौन इसमें 5-6% में है who require help। तो उसके लिए हमारे पास राधिका जी हैं, उनसे भी बात हो चुकी है। व्हाट वी आर सजेस्टिंग इज कि जगह आइडेंटिफाई करें, और ये सारे रूरल एरियाज में ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट, ना कि काठमांडू में। वहां पे हम जाएंगे अपनी टीम लेके, आइडेंटिफाई करेंगे, लोगों को ट्रेन करेंगे वहां की लोकल एनजीओ से कि आप घर घर जाके पता लगाओ कौन कौन सीरियस हैं। वहां पे हम टेलीमेडिसिन सेंटर बनाएंगे जो इंटरनेट। और एक चीज हमें वैसे भी आपसे पूछनी थी कि कनेक्टिविटी इसमें बहुत जरूरी है, क्योंकि सुनामी में हमारा प्रोजेक्ट काफी डिले इसलिए हो गया क्योंकि वो बीएसएनएल के जो बेसिकली टेलीफोन एक्सचेंजेस थे वो सारे खराब हो गए थे, दे गॉट फ्लडेड एंड उनमें कनेक्टिविटी पॉसिबल ही नहीं थी, तो हमारा प्रोजेक्ट इस चक्कर में डिले हो गया। Fortunately, as Sathi, we have also talked to certain people and tried to set up rapid connectivity towers out there. And we are trying to talk to them. That's a separate thing. So it will be a comprehensive project in which we will be providing long-term support, in which they will be linked to psychiatrists either in Kathmandu or even in Delhi. Delhi there are a lot of psychiatrists who are willing to offer. क्योंकि यहाँ पे हिंदी का same language है तो इतना problem नहीं होगा. This is what we really want to offer and this is what I came.
मेरा एक सुझाव है। नमस्कार, मेरा नाम शोभा है, मैं बेंगलोर से हूँ। आज अचानक में लचकता ने केदारनाथ यात्रा करके मैं आई थी, सत्यपाल जी के साथ मेरा एक सुझाव है। नेपाल का जो है और वैसे आई मेट यू इन नेपाल, जो मैं आई एम इन मीडिया, प्रिंट मीडिया फ्रॉम बैंगलोर। हमारी वहाँ कर्नाटक में एक बार ऐसे ही जोड़ा बहुत बड़ा 2011 में फ्लड हुई थी। उस समय हमने पूरा सिटीजन फोरम करके बहुत रिहेबिलिटेशन का जो किया था, पब्लिसिटी की ओर से हर स्टेट में जो अभी यहाँ इकट्ठे हुए छोटा सा जो सिटीजन फोरम जो है, ऐसे ही अलग अलग स्टेट में जो ऐसे ही पब्लिसिटी होगा तो मेरे ख्याल से नेपाल में बहुत ज्यादा रिहेबिलिटेशन के लिए जाएगा और सबको ये पता चलेगा हम क्या करना है। वैसे ही जो बिल्डर्स है, कंस्ट्रक्शन का फील्ड में जो है काम और सीएसआर एक्टिविटी में जो वही है कंपनी में, एमएनसी कंपनी में, तो उसको जो थोड़ा पकड़ने के लिए कोशिश करेगा तो ज़्यादा सहायता मिल सकते हैं मेरे ख्याल से। जो आप ये करेगा तो बहुत अच्छा बनेगा। और मीडिया से, जो प्रिंट मीडिया से एक ऐसे आर्टिकल करने के लिए जो अलग स्टेट में, अलग जिलाओं में, सो ये बहुत सहायता मिलेगा। वैसे ही मैं एक सुझाव आपको देना चाहती हूँ।
मेरा सुझाव है टेंट की बजाय एस्बेस्टस शीट विल बी परमानेंट मोर देन
Asbestos is not good for your health, so let's not go for asbestos. But इससे पहले क्या बोले और कितने सवाल हैं, क्योंकि पटना वाली मीटिंग का भी अपडेट before the ambassador comes. After this, Soumya, after him,
आपने सजेस्ट किया जो
Soumya, after him, you, and then we can have the Patna meeting update, and then we can resume. ठीक है, सो दो
जी, मेरा नाम रिजवान अहमद खान है, मैं खुदाई खिदमत जामिया यूनिट से हूँ। मेरा दो सवाल था। जो एक सवाल जो राखी मैम से मिल चुका है कि स्टूडेंट्स का रिलीज जैसे जामिया से, जेएनयू से, वो मिल चुका है। दूसरा सवाल ये है कि वॉलंटियर जो रेडी हैं, जैसे खुदाई खिदमत के कुछ वॉलंटियर्स नहीं चाहिए वॉलंटियर्स, या मुझे मेरा ये सवाल था कि अगर जाए तो इंडिविजुअल जाए या कोई प्रॉपर चैनल हो उसके थ्रू कनेक्ट होकर के, तो अगर वहाँ पे वॉलंटियर्स की वहाँ पे किस तरीके की जरूरत है। जैसे कि आज 6 डॉक्टर्स जो है अलीगढ़ से गए खुदाई खिदमतगार की टीम से, और कुछ लोग जाना चाह रहे हैं, तो उनको कैसे एक प्रॉपर चैनल के थ्रू या इंडिविजुअल जाके वहाँ पे करें, और किस एरिया में जाना है, इस पे थोड़ा सा।
We'll collect the 3 questions.
सौम्या जी, आप ही का सवाल का थोड़ा डॉक्टर साहब उसको रेस्पॉन्ड तो किया है, फिर भी जैसे हमने बताया ना, वैली का 3 जिला काठमांडू, ललितपुर, भक्तपुर जो काठमांडू वैली के अंतर्गत है। आउट ऑफ दिस 3 जैसे 13 मोस्ट अफेक्टेड डिस्ट्रिक्ट है ना, उसमें 2 हाईवे, एक तो भिट्टा मोड़ जो जोगबनी वाला नाका से जा सकते हैं, जैसे ये सिंधुपाल्चोक, काभ्रे पलाञ्चोक जो मोस्ट डेथ बड़ी सबसे ज्यादा सिंधुपाल्चोक में मिला है, तो उस तरह इधर से जा सकता है बिना काठमांडू। दूसरा ये जो ईपी सेंटर बगरा जैसे मेरा जिला भी है ना, उसमें फिर काठमांडू पहुंचने से पहले ही रूट है डायरेक्टली। जैसे डॉक्टर साहब बोल रहे थे, इंडिया से जो भी ट्रक जा रहे हैं डायरेक्ट जिला भी जा सकता है। एक ये अल्टरनेटिव हाईवे है काठमांडू बिना भी, डॉक्टर साहब ने भी बोला, फिर भी इसको इलाबोरेट करके। एक तो जैसे महाकाली से भी पास मेरे ख्याल में सुनौली और ये रक्सौल बोडरी से काठमांडू सेंट्रिक एरिया है ना, इसलिए इसी से वो हो जाएगा। फिर भी थोड़ा ईस्टर्न पार्ट के लिए जोगबनी नाका भी यूज कर सकता है। दैट इज वन प्रैक्टिकल थिंग आई थॉट टू बी इलाबोरेटेड। नंबर 2, जैसे ये कैसे जाएगा सामान, इसमें मेरे ख्याल में एम्बेसडर साहब विल मेक इट मोर क्लियर। लेकिन अभी क्या बनाया है कि जैसे डिस्ट्रिक्ट जिस डिस्ट्रिक्ट में आप रिलीफ मटेरियल डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करना चाहते हैं वो मेंशन करके बिना कस्टम you can take this material up to that district provided
some documents are required.
Provided
it's not so easy.
नहीं, वही तो वहाँ का कोई उसके लिए तो इंडियन can't do it, वन नेपाली should be there authentic उसके लिए, और उसके लिए 30 दिन के अंदर वहाँ का लोकल एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर है ना, CDO चीफ डिस्ट्रिक्ट ऑफिसर आपको वेरिफिकेशन कर देना पड़ेगा कि दैट मटेरियल हैज बीन डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड इन माय विलेज, देन ओनली दिस इज कंडीशनल कस्टम फ्री provided you produce that very document signed by CDO. Otherwise you have to pay this custom. That is the procedure, and I think that is how government can do. Otherwise there is chance of misuse as well. That I think that is how this governance is being functioned.
नहीं, उसमें सारा उद्योग जी सारा वो CDO साहब जो है ना हमको रसीद देते हैं बाकायदा, और उसके ऊपर पूरा लेबल लगा करके जो ट्रक है ना उसके ऊपर लेबल लगा करके वो आगे भेजते हैं। वो पूरा उस तरह से कर रहे हैं, वो पूरी मदद कर रहे हैं।
तो क्लियर ना बात है
डॉक्टर साहब को भी पूछता है।
Okay, good afternoon. Thank you very much.